Okay, so going to do some pre-market analysis today on NQ, and we have some very interesting price action, to say the least. So dropping in, let's do a little higher time frame. So 4 hour, obviously we have these highs that have been left behind that I'm definitely going to look to short. So we do have a 4 hour imbalance, obviously within here that's probably going to get filled. Okay. We do have this 4 hour imbalance right here that's probably going to get filled in eventually. And then we do have this one here as well, but it's been completely filled in already, so that one's pretty much irrelevant. Then we also have this nice 4 hour order block located down here, so you can mark this whole thing. You can mark just this bottom candle, you can mark just this bottom wick, whatever the case may be. The liquidity lies down here anyway, so it's got to sweep it before it becomes even validated. So 4 hour, obviously, we have a couple highs. We have this candle here, which is going to close in 50 minutes, which is when the new 10 a.m. candle opens. So as of right now, technically, this is a relevant high here, but then also this one as well in particular. So these are both pretty important highs located here, and obviously you see during London session, Asia session, there was absolutely no movement with NQ, so or with ES at least. So this is not necessarily like gonna say New York session's gonna have bad price action at all, but it's not looking promising. So, and then if we look at news for today, we have PMI. Uh, this is next week. That's why. Whoops. Okay, I was gonna say yeah. Today we have PMI at 9:50, so 9:45. So I'm not gonna be trading because my rule is no high impact news past 10 a.m. and that is obvious, or past 9:30, and it's past 9:30. So, but the last time we did have it, we had probably the most bomb setup I've ever seen in my life, and I still think about it right here. This was it after just sweeping the shit out of London session highs and just falling off the planet. Obviously, we were within a really nice hourly bearish order block, whatever, right up in here. Every single confluence hit here, and I didn't trade because of news at 9:45. I will remember that for a long time because that was an A plus plus setup. So, but it just was news. So, but we'll see how it is today. Yesterday was really weird. I uploaded the trade recap, but Trump was speaking yesterday, and this was not up here initially in the morning because if I saw it, I obviously would have saw it. It was a red folder at 11. I probably wouldn't have been trading, but uh, yeah, I did not see this until late, until I was like well within the trade, and then I saw that and I was like, oh, this is great. It means the market's gonna be bullish as I'm in a short position, so that was nice. I got stopped out pretty hard there, but yeah. So these are the key areas right here. These highs. I, there's just no order blocks really. We do have this big hourly one, which you can probably scale down. Yeah, here's better look at it on the 30 minutes. So we have this 30-minute bearish order block located right here. I probably wouldn't mark this entire one on the hourly. I would just scale down, find where that kind of like that last move was, but it is still a relatively high time frame, the 30 minute. And then we're gonna look for these highs to get swept. I'd probably even wait till Asia session got swept, if anything, because this is just not a lot of volume. I get it's a session high, which is important, but it's just not. There's just not a lot of volume, right? So not a lot of movement. And then moving over to NQ to more or less the same story. We'll mark out these highs. So we have Asia session highs located here. We have London session highs, which are getting seeked out actually right now. Uh, but again, it's more or less the same story on both these indexes. We do have this 30-minute order block that has been barely tapped into, and then we've already had a reaction out of it. So could say that we can possibly look for that again. Uh, and moving over to 4 hour, we are actually pretty close to this 4 hour draw of liquidity here. Oops, not right there. Magnet's a little strong. But right here, we do have this 4 hour draw of liquidity as well. So a couple areas that definitely could get seeked out. But obviously, we are still within pre-market. So some interesting setups today for sure. There are some high time frame order blocks and high time frame draws of liquidity that price is near. But again, keep in mind that we have had terrible price action between Asia session and London session. So both sessions not really giving us much insight, much of an input as to what the fuck's going on here. So, but in theory, we do have two pretty good setups cooking right now. Obviously, we still have a while until I'm even going to be considering trading. So we'll see how uh, they play out. So that's pretty much it for the pre-market analysis. Probably gonna look more for NQ shorts because this is a long way from having a decent setup. And yeah, this is just chop sesh. So we'll see how it goes.